Good debt, bad debt, credit check, credit score, it can all get confusing. We'll sort it out for you in today's Around the House.
People need help with those auto loans.
Nick Baggett and I walked through the home of a young couple seeking financial advising. Newlyweds and recent graduates, they're focused on planning for their future while also managing school loans and other expenses.
When you think about credit, not all debt is bad. Think about your student loans, or maybe some financing that you've had to make a repair to your car. Those are things that you need, and in those instances, you're making improvements. So as long as you don't get to a point where you're just overburdened with debt, accruing some debt is not bad, actually.
What's important, he says, is that young people stay committed to paying back those loans. Missing payments can mean serious consequences.
It can be very detrimental. It could mean the difference of remaining in your current car or being able to upgrade to a newer car that doesn't need repairs.
By meeting payment deadlines and getting familiar with the process of budgeting early on, Nick says young people equip themselves for success when making bigger financial decisions down the road.
When you start planning your budget, one thing that you may want to keep in mind is your credit report. Not necessarily getting tied up with your credit score, but looking at your credit report to see what's being reported. And this will include a lot of your past debt, and it shows how well you're performing at paying that back. It might identify some problem areas that you need to work on.
Something to keep in mind when checking your credit report is not to focus too much on the actual score.
We, tend to get really wrapped up in scores and figures, but it's not necessary to do that when it comes to your credit. It's more important to look at your credit history and your credit performance than your credit score.
Another simple yet valuable piece of advice?
You also need to think about a savings plan. If you need to upgrade your car or you're thinking about moving into a new home, it's good to have an emergency fund in place, which will help you accomplish some of those goals. Your finances that's one of the key areas of life, and there's not many other areas of life that you would approach without a plan, so your finances shouldn't be one of those.
For more financial tips and to learn more about the financial tools offered by Mutual Savings Credit Union, head to WIAT.com, click on News, and then Wake Up Alabama. I'm Mary Stackhouse with more Around the House coverage you can count on.
The preceding portion of Wake Up Alabama was sponsored by Mutual Savings Credit Union,